Before we start, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, can you please tell me where and what time you're watching? Thanks. Unbeknownst to most, Chernobyl is far more dangerous than the government would have you believe. Beyond the lingering radioactivity, there's a threat hidden behind those stone walls that dwarfs even the horrors of Reactor 4. Unfortunately for me, I discovered firsthand what they're concealing. My best friend Jesse and I had booked a guided tour of the Chernobyl nuclear site and the abandoned town of Pripyat as an early birthday present for me. I'd always had a morbid fascination with the place, so when the chance to visit came up, I jumped at it. We'd already wandered through the hauntingly desolate ghost town, soaking in the view of where it all went wrong. That's when Jesse suggested an idea, one I deeply regret agreeing to even now. "And here it is, folks," the guide announced. "This is what you all came to see." He gestured dramatically toward the towering structure before us. This is the sarcophagus. Standing over 63 meters tall and made of concrete and metal, it houses the infamous Reactor 4, the same reactor that malfunctioned, triggering the catastrophic meltdown that claimed hundreds of lives in the weeks that followed. The guide extended his hand like a maestro conducting an orchestra. "Looks like a giant warehouse," Jesse muttered. "That's pretty much what it is," I replied. "Yeah, well, I didn't come all this way to stare at a glorified storage unit," Jesse said, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. "I've got an idea." "What is it now?" I sighed, already bracing myself. "I think I know how we can get inside." I blinked at him, stunned. "You've got to be kidding me. That place is sealed off for a reason." "Come on, it's been 35 years. How bad could it still be?" "Did you seriously just say that? That's like arguing a silverback gorilla isn't dangerous anymore because it's old." Jesse smirked. "Aren't you even a little curious? This might be our only chance to see what it's like in there." I hesitated. Maybe he had a point. If we could even find a way in, this really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was now or never. "Fine," I relented. "But we go in, take a quick look, and leave. We need to catch up with the group before they realize we're missing." "You're the best, bro," Jesse said, fist-bumping me. "I knew you'd come around." As our group rounded the corner of a building, we seized our chance. Jesse grabbed my sleeve and led the way through the crumbling concrete graveyard, careful to avoid the watchful eyes of any guards. He stopped in front of an unguarded entrance. "How the hell did you know where to go?" I panted, regretting all my skipped workouts. Jesse smirked. "The dark web is full of useful information." Before I could respond, he twisted a rusted handle. The door groaned as it opened, revealing a long, narrow hallway bathed in the sickly yellow glow of flickering lights. My stomach churned. "Jesse, are you sure about this? This place is seriously creepy. Stop being a baby. Follow me," he shot back, darting ahead before I could argue. I trailed him, passing rows of offices on either side of the hall, each sealed off by thick, rusted doors. Through one grimy window, I caught a glimpse of a dimly lit room. A disheveled man in a lab coat sat at an ancient monitor, his fingers lazily tapping on a worn keyboard. I ducked out of sight, my heart racing. "Jesse," I whispered, catching up to him. "This place isn't abandoned. I just saw someone." "No kidding," he replied. "Why else do you think we're sneaking around?" I wanted to retort, but the words stuck in my throat. Instead, I followed him in silence like a lamb to the slaughter. We navigated a labyrinth of crumbling corridors, each step pulling us deeper into the unknown. What felt like an eternity, though it was closer to 5 minutes, brought us to a set of double doors. Fluorescent yellow caution tape hung limply over them, and a weathered, peeling sign barely clung to the metal surface. Bold red letters screamed in Russian. I pulled out my phone to translate. "Danger. Unsafe radiation levels." "Jesse, I think we should turn back." "We've seen enough," I said, cold sweat dripping down my forehead. "Seriously, dude? We're almost there. We didn't come all this way to look at a bunch of rundown offices. There's plenty of those back home." I couldn't argue with that logic, though I wanted to. Reluctantly, I helped him push open the doors. There it was, the spectacle we'd come to see. Towering above us stood the tomb of Reactor 4. Scaffolding surrounded the massive concrete structure, and bright floodlights beamed down like alien tractor beams. I stared in awe, struggling to process the scale of what I was looking at. Suddenly, Jesse shoved me hard against the wall, into a shadowy corner. Ow! What the hell was that for? Shut up. Look, he hissed, pointing toward a balcony overlooking the room. I followed his line of sight and my blood turned to ice. A figure in a stark white hazmat suit stood there, face obscured. My chest tightened when I saw what he was holding, an AK-47. I scanned the scaffolding and terraces, noticing at least 5 more armed guards in biohazard suits patrolling the area. It was a miracle they hadn't spotted us. Jesse, we need to leave. Now this isn't worth getting killed over, I whispered, panic thick in my voice. He turned to face me, his expression unwavering, determination burned in his eyes. My heart sank. I knew that look. Go back if you want. There's something I need to see, he said. Every instinct screamed at me to take his offer and leave, but I couldn't abandon him. He was my best friend. I gave a silent nod. Jesse and I slithered through the shadows, my heart pounding in my ears with every cautious step. We crouched beneath colossal pipes running along the walls, heads swiveling as we moved. Abruptly, Jesse stopped. I barely avoided crashing into him. There, he whispered, pointing at a staircase descending into the ground. I stared at it, horrified. Oh, subterranean staircase, are you insane? That's right under the reactor. We'll get radiation poisoning. Don't believe everything you read online. We'll be fine, he scoffed, brushing off my concerns. Fear constricted around me like a coiled snake. Jesse locked eyes with me. On the count of 3 we go, he said. Jesse, 1. Wait, I don't think... 2, he said, cutting me off, his gaze unwavering. Jesse, this is insane. 3. We bolted for the stairs, abandoning all pretense of stealth. The sharp breeze of something metallic whizzed past my ear. A bullet. They were shooting at us. My adrenaline surged as I sprinted faster than I thought possible. We leapt down the steps, taking them 3 at a time. Above us, a siren blared. My heart thundered, and flashes of my life played in my mind. Was this it? Was I going to die here? Finally, we reached the bottom, miraculously unscathed. We dove through a corroded orange door and slammed it shut behind us. I exhaled a shaky breath I hadn't realized I was holding. Jesse's eyes were wide, his chest heaving, but he motioned for me to keep moving. We weren't safe yet. We darted through the dark room, weaving between rusting machinery and ancient equipment. My lungs burned, and my legs screamed in protest as we ran. The faint hum of machinery filled the air as my vision adjusted to the dim light. Finally, we reached a hallway blocked by an automatic sliding glass door. A retina scanner jutted from the wall beside it. Jesse crouched before the scanner, pulling his eyelid open as the device activated. A green light flashed, and the door slid open. My jaw hit the floor. Hold on. Do you have access to this place? What's going on here? Boom. A deafening bang echoed from the entrance. The guards were closing in. No time to explain. Move! Jesse barked, bolting through the doorway. I had no choice but to follow. The automatic door hissed shut behind us, locking into place as if we'd never been there. Once we'd gained some distance from our pursuers, Jesse and I stopped to catch our breaths. I took in the eerie surroundings, dread creeping into my bones as I realized what I was looking at. Cells lined the corridor, embedded into the walls on either side of us. Only a few inches of what I assumed was bulletproof glass separated us from the monstrosities within. I glanced to my left and immediately regretted it. Bile rose in my throat as I locked eyes with an old man, his face grotesquely sprouting dozens of fingers that writhed and clawed at the air. To my right, a woman with 2 extra pairs of arms protruding from her back pounded furiously against the glass. The despair in her eyes shattered something inside me. We pressed forward, only to be met with more horrors. A man with 3 conjoined faces, a woman whose entire body was dotted with ears, and worst of all, a child, no older than 10, staring back at us with 7 spider-like eyes. I froze in my tracks, unable to take another step. "Jesse!" I shouted. He turned, frustration etched across his face. "We have to keep moving." "No," I said firmly. "I'm not going anywhere until you explain what the hell is going on." He sighed, staring at the floor. "Fine. I didn't want it to come to this, but you're leaving me no choice." To my horror, Jesse pulled a walkie-talkie from his pocket and pressed the button. "Guards, Subject Omicron has arrived in Block B. I repeat, Subject Omicron has arrived in Block B." A deep, gruff voice crackled through the static. "Roger that. Incoming." I didn't understand what any of it meant, but I knew it wasn't good. Panic surged through me, and I turned to sprint back the way we came. I didn't get far. A swarm of hazmat-clad guards burst through the sliding door, seizing my arms and dragging me back toward Jesse. One of the men handed him a biohazard suit, which he began to slip on. A new figure appeared, stepping through a door behind Jesse. Dressed in a white coat and gas mask, the man loomed ominously. Jesse gestured toward him. "Austin, meet Uncle Nikolai. Uncle Nico, this is Austin." The man removed his mask, and I recoiled. His face was a nightmare. Wisps of thin hair sprouted from a blotchy, mottled scalp. His sagging skin revealed tendons beneath, and his sunken eyes, veined and bloodshot, glared at me. His lips had shriveled away, exposing mustard-yellow teeth in a macabre grin. "Pleasure, Subject Omicron," Nikolai snarled in a heavy Russian accent. "It's Austin," I snapped, trying to mask the tremor in my voice. "You won't be needing that name anymore," Jesse, or whoever he was, said. His phony English accent vanished, replaced with a chilling Russian lilt. "I reconnected with Uncle Nico after moving to the US a few years back. He pays me well to bring him unsuspecting saps like you. Nothing personal. You were just too gullible to pass up." He chuckled, and a wave of panic crashed over me. My vision blurred, my mind buzzing with disbelief. "How could you do this to me?" I whispered. The guards tightened their grip, dragging me toward Nikolai as he reapplied his gas mask. "Wait, Jesse, don't do this. What's going on?" I pleaded. He smirked behind the biohazard suit. "Uncle Nico will explain everything, Omicron." And then with a final sneer, he added, "Oh, and the name's not Jesse. It's Ivan." Ivan melted into the group of white-clad guards, vanishing into the sea of hazmat suits as I was hauled away. The men dragged me forward, hauling me through a reinforced steel door. My vision wavered, flickering between hazy consciousness and fleeting darkness, each oppressive footstep jolting me back to reality. As we continued, we passed rows of monitors displaying vital signs of various subjects, alongside streams of incomprehensible data and statistics. Masked scientists scurried about, utterly indifferent to the stoic procession of guards. Finally, we stopped. One of the guards jerked my head upright, forcing me to face what lay before us. A row of holding cells stretched along the wall, almost identical to the ones I'd seen earlier, except for one. In the center stood a cell, far larger than the others, and inside it, staring back with loathing red eyes, was a monstrous behemoth that still haunts my nightmares. The creature was a man, once, towering nearly to the 10-foot ceiling, his body rippled with grotesque, pulsating muscles, each one carved from sheer brutality. 7 fingers tipped each enormous hand, crowned by knife-like claws that gleamed under the sterile lights. A long, reptilian tail lashed behind him like a pendulum, the sound sending chills through my veins. When our eyes met, the creature roared, a guttural, deafening sound that shook the floor and rattled the equipment. Its mouth opened to reveal rows of jagged, razor-sharp teeth. Nikolai's voice shattered my horrified stupor. "This, my dear Omicron, is Subject Alpha. With the right combination of radiation, super drugs, and a bit of luck, we'll replicate an entire army just like him. Consider yourself fortunate. You'll be one of the first." I tried to respond, to find words to combat the insanity of what he was saying. But my voice failed me. Ivan, no, Jesse, smirked, his amusement only fueling my rising panic. "Guards, show subject Omicron to his living quarters," Nikolai commanded. They thrust me into a small cell adjacent to the creatures. Subject Alpha approached, its massive claws dragging down the glass barrier that separated us. The sound was enough to freeze my blood. "Behave yourself, Omicron," Nikolai sneered. "Rest up. I'll be back to administer your first round of treatment in the morning." Then they were gone, leaving me unsettlingly alone. It's been a week since then, 7 days of sterile lights that never dim. 7 days of silence, broken only by the hum of machinery and the occasional echo of footsteps from above. 7 days of feeling like a caged animal, poked and prodded with needles that inject fire into my veins. I've lost count of the injections. They don't tell me what's in them, and I doubt I want to know. My body feels alien now, unrecognizable. My skin has taken on a strange texture, somewhere between leather and metal. My hands tremble uncontrollably, except when they become unnervingly steady, as though they're no longer mine to command. My vision alternates between unnatural clarity and total distortion. I see the tiniest cracks in the tiles, the specks of dust in the air, only to lose sight of my own hands moments later. But the worst part is the pain. It isn't constant, but when it comes, it's unbearable, like my very bones are stretching, shifting, breaking. I hear them creak and groan inside me, a sound that makes me want to scream. But I don't. I can't. I won't give them the satisfaction of knowing how close they've come to breaking me. The room is small, too small. White walls press in on me, featureless and suffocating. The metal door opens only when they come for me. When they do, they don't speak. They don't need to. Their cold, detached eyes say it all. I'm an experiment, nothing more. I tried begging them to let me go, tried reasoning with them. It's useless. Their silence is an impenetrable wall. My phone died the moment they dragged me below ground. I thought I'd lost my only connection to the outside world. But then I saw Nikolai's phone. He's arrogant, careless. He didn't think I was a threat. One day, while he was boasting about his technical prowess, I swiped it. Now I'm using it to write this. I don't know if anyone will ever read it, but I have to try. As I type, my hands feel heavy, almost alien. My reflection in the blank screen is barely recognizable. My eyes are sunken, glowing faintly with an unnatural light. My jawline is sharper, harder. My hair is thinning, replaced by strange, translucent filaments. I don't know what they've done to me, but it's too late. They'll never let me leave, not like this. Even if they did, I wouldn't want to. I can't live with what I've become. Whatever they're turning me into, it isn't human, not anymore. I'm writing this as a last-ditch effort to warn you. Stay away from here. Stay away from Chernobyl. You've heard the stories, the rumors, radiation, mutations, abandoned ruins, but you don't know the half of it. What's happening here is worse than anything you could imagine. They're creating a dark future, one injection, one experiment, one victim at a time. I can hear them now. Footsteps growing louder. They're coming for me. If you're reading this, please listen. It's too late for me, but not for you. Stay away. Don't let them do to you what they've done to me.